Hamas says no to Trump's peace deal. A fissure splits the group, fighters in Gaza, leaders abroad, each with different stakes. Streets crumble under killer robots, hostages are the ultimate leverage, and 2 million civilians wait in terror. In a war where every move could be final, who will break first? Gaza mediators reached out to the man holding all the cards, Izz al-Din al-Haddad, head of Hamas's military wing. His response to Trump's ceasefire plan? A flat rejection. Al-Haddad reportedly believes the 20-point framework recommended by President Donald Trump earlier this week was crafted not to end the war, but to dismantle Hamas itself. His stance reveals a split within the group. While political leaders abroad show cautious openness to the deal, the fighters controlling the hostages inside Gaza remain in command of the organization's most powerful bargaining chip. The American plan, already accepted by Israel, stipulates that Hamas must disarm and relinquish any role in governing Gaza. The requirements go further, demanding the release of all hostages, alive or dead, within the first 72 hours of a ceasefire. For Hamas, that condition amounts to surrendering its only leverage before securing any guarantees on its own survival. The hostage issue remains central. There are believed to be 48 captives still in Gaza, but fewer than half are thought to be alive. Relatives in Israel and abroad continue to plead for their release, while Hamas weighs the risks of giving up its final card. Suspicion runs deep. Even with Trump's personal guarantee that Israel would respect the ceasefire, many in Hamas fear Jerusalem would resume its campaign once the hostages were handed over. That distrust only sharpened after last month's attempted Israeli strike on Hamas leaders in Doha, carried out in defiance of American warnings. Hamas leaders in Doha and Istanbul appear more pragmatic, mediators say, but they lack direct control over the captives. In Qatar, the political wing has hinted at accepting the plan with amendments, though their influence is limited. Egyptian, Qatari, and Turkish diplomats have shuttled between capitals, pressing Hamas to compromise. A source familiar with the talks told The Times of Israel that Hamas's official response could come within hours, with amendments aimed at softening last-minute changes secured by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Those modifications tightening the conditions for disarmament and slowing the withdrawal of Israeli forces have hardened the terms beyond the original US draft. Netanyahu himself has muddied the waters further. In a video posted on X, he insisted the Israel Defense Forces would remain in parts of Gaza and that Israel would forcibly resist the establishment of a Palestinian state. That directly contradicts Trump's plan, which calls for a full withdrawal, save for a narrow security perimeter, and suggests the eventual possibility of Palestinian statehood. The contradictions illustrate the fraught nature of the negotiations. Analysts note that Hamas cannot easily accept unconditional disarmament, especially without progress towards a two-state solution.
Hamas now has to choose between the bad and the worst. If they say no, as Trump has made clear, that will not be good and will allow Israel to do whatever it takes to finish this. They will say yes, but we need this and that.
The European Council on Foreign Relations' Hugh Levat made a similar point.
It would be very difficult for Hamas to accept the terms unconditionally. That is understandable. The text lacks details, but then anything other than total and final acceptance will be used against Hamas by Israel, the Trump administration, and possibly the Europeans.
For many Palestinians trapped inside Gaza, the debate feels painfully detached from their daily reality. Nearly 2 years of war have killed more than 66,000 people, most of them civilians, according to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry. Neighbourhoods have been pulverized, homes erased, and over 2 million residents displaced again and again. Some, like Mahmoud Bolbol, a 43-year-old construction worker in Gaza City, say their only hope is for Hamas to accept the plan.
Hamas must say yes to this offer. We have been through hell already.
For Hamas, Divided between its political wings abroad and its military cadres in Gaza, the decision may define not only its survival, but the future of Gaza itself. The Israeli military has escalated its campaign in Gaza City with the extensive use of remote-controlled armoured personnel carriers or robots packed with explosives and deployed in densely populated urban areas. Entire neighbourhoods have been destroyed, leaving countless civilians buried or missing under piles of rubble. Many of the affected areas once provided refuge for displaced families, but these havens have now vanished. The army detonates these devices at night or early morning, causing mass casualties and terror. Israeli Army radio reporter Doron Kadosh revealed that each retrofitted M113 APC carries explosives equivalent to 2 heavy air missiles, scattering fragments across 500 square meters. Euromed Monitor reports that Israel is now deploying these machines at an industrial scale, with up to 15 detonations in a single night. Explosions are so powerful they can be heard 40 kilometers away, and each robot can destroy around 20 homes, putting over 1 million residents at risk of displacement. Nibal Farsak, spokesperson for the Palestinian Red Crescent Society, warned,
"Only 2 hospitals in Gaza City are still operating, Al-Ahli Arab and Al-Quds, and both are on the brink of collapse. Al-Quds has been cut off for 9 days. We are running out of oxygen canisters, and thousands of patients are at risk."
The human cost extends beyond physical destruction. Rights monitors say the tactic is psychological, timed to sow panic, force evacuations, and deepen despair. International law experts classify such weapons as indiscriminate and banned under humanitarian law, constituting war crimes. Euromed Monitor has argued that their systematic use amounts to genocide, intentionally inflicting conditions designed to destroy the population in whole or in part. Calls for accountability are intensifying. The International Criminal Court has issued warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Israel Katz. Advocates are urging the UN General Assembly to act under its Uniting for Peace resolution to establish an international force in Gaza. Yet, world powers remain largely silent. Arms sales continue, sanctions remain absent, leaving Palestinians to face mounting destruction, displacement, and loss amid a conflict that shows no sign of abating.